Man, what's good? What's good? What's good?
Let's get it.
Hey, man. Some technical difficulties early. We switched up the time a little bit, but it's all good, man. We in here. It's a great day, man. Niners won. It's always great to come on the show, man, when we won. No matter who played bad, who played good, it does not matter, man. We are in this thing, man.
Oh, it's Victory Monday. It's Victory Monday, and it feels great.
Yeah. So, hey, man, let's get into it a little bit, man. Talk to me a little bit about some of your highs and what you thought. Give me some of your thoughts on the game, some highs.
Man, I thought there was tremendous highs of the game. When you look at from start to finish, I mean, the 49ers, and I said it last podcast, I did not believe that the 49ers were going to steamroll this team. I just didn't see it with all of the injuries. You have a backup quarterback, right? You have some third and fourth string players playing out of position. I was completely wrong, as most analysts are. Okay, the 49ers did exactly that. They steamrolled. Nick Mullins looked good. Defense, I think that is one of the highest points that we all should look at. I know that we're missing Nick Bosa. I get that. I know that Solomon Thomas is out. All of that's on the table. But this defensive line looked great, right? I mean, you had fourth down stops. You stopped them on third down conversions. I predicted that they were only going to score 6. They got 3 more than I said. That is a sign of a great defense. And I also want to say this. The 49ers are well coached. I mean, come on. I mean, you're talking about a team that is decimated by injuries and still found a way to look dominant. All positive. 49er fans should be celebrating Victory Monday.
Most definitely, man. I'm going to be honest, man. I mean, one of my highs is special teams, man. We had a great special teams other than the extra point Nelson, but he had a day. But I'm talking about, like, man, we was making our field goals. I mean, we were just looking good. I mean, of course, defense looks good.
Yeah.
And the second half offense looked good. You know what I mean? I'm going to give it up to Nick Mullins too. Nick Mullins played a hell of a game. I kind of knew he was.
Yeah.
But the thing is that how was he going to respond to, Jimmy Garoppolo on his heels? He has to come in and he has to win this game. That's kind of a little bit of a pressure. You know what I mean? So he came in kind of under pressure and did his thing. I thought he did pretty well. I like Derek McKinnon. I thought he did well. There's a couple guys, boy, Trent Williams did well.
Oh man, every game. I mean, every week he's looked great.
Week, man. We better find some money to make sure we take care of this guy, man. He was out there straight beast.
Well, you know why you have to pay him, right? You have to pay him because he has to show Mike McGlinchey what blocking looks like. That is going to be the investment right there. If Trent Williams can give Mike McGlinchey anything, some advice, technique, stance, I don't know if he could give him anything, it'd be worth the investment. I
agree, man. Let's get into a little bit about. Let's go to grades a little bit. Let's go. What is your grade for the quarterback?
Nick Mullins. I think he did good. I think he had a B. I think he had a B performance. And we'll probably talk back a little bit later. I didn't see anything special. And like you said, I knew that he was going to do this. I mean, he had a week of practice in a Kyle Shanahan offense. You still have threats on the offensive line of their own. I knew Nick Mullins was going to come out and have a great performance like he always does. Give him a solid B. What do you think?
I gave him an A.
Nice.
I thought I don't know where he would have messed up. He didn't turn the ball over. He played well. He was confident. He let it go. And this is the problem I'm having with Jimmy, though. I got to give it to Mullins on just letting the ball go sometime. I mean, Mullins were letting it go. And then he also threw guys open.
Yeah.
Like that Derek McKinnon play close to the goal line.
Yeah.
He wasn't really open. He threw him open.
It was a 50-50 ball. It gave him an opportunity to catch it at its highest point, man.
I love it. And I think that he is a guy that we need to make sure that we keep on a roster because I'm sure he's going to be fairly wanted, especially after this game.
Oh, yeah. He's been there for 4 years. Shanahan likes this guy.
Hmm. Well, we're definitely going to do our do betters on Wednesday. That is the do better Wednesdays that we're going to have our
Do
segments.
better.
But let's talk about some things that you say, you know what, we definitely need to improve this in order for us to win some games.
I definitely think you want to sum up what you're going to do with Mike McGlinchey. I think he is a liability on the offensive line. I absolutely do. He has not progressed. Yeah, he has not progressed. I seen him on the ground. I seen him tossed on the ground. It's a bad look.
I posted that on Twitter today.
Yeah. So offensively, I think you're gonna have to figure out there. I think you're gonna have to figure out the running back situation. You're banged up, and I think Wilson Jr. looks good. Hasty looks good. McKinnon has a upper rib injury, right? Mostert knee injury. Not sure on the significance, but you're gonna have to figure something out with the running backs. I think the wide receivers look good, right? They look good. Debo's going to come back into a particular situation. You got to kind of figure out who your one is, and so I think you're going to have some question marks there. Defensively, where are we at with the corners? I thought Jason Verrett looked good. I know you're going to talk about it a little bit. Jason Verrett, he looked good, but where are we at? I mean, Emmanuel Mosley, he's down. He's down.
He got a concussion.
Yeah.
He'll
okay.
So
okay, so hopefully he'll be back. Yeah, and then Richard Sherman, I'm hearing he'll be back week 4 as well. So you have some question marks. Yeah, you have some question marks. You have some question marks on. Oh, and the long snapper. I don't know if
Kyle Nelson.
Someone tweeted he must have some personal S word going on in his life, and that's obvious. We're gonna have to figure that out too, because I think with a lot of those field goals, they could have been blocked.
I've seen a tweet that his wife. He left his phone at the house. His wife went through his phone while he was at the game. Hey, so he had a little something on his mind, man. He couldn't really focus on the snap, man. So it is what it is. But I will definitely say there's some people that need to do better on just overall, man. Like I'm not gonna lie, if you look at I was gonna say Mike Winsky, but Kyle Nelson. But I really want you to look at Jimmy Ward. I know he doesn't come out on the screen, but Jimmy Ward is out of place. And I know there's a lot of football players that probably don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm looking at the reads and I'm looking at where space he's supposed to be in.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't see him there, and I don't see him. I just don't see him there. So remember this conversation when we play against guys who go deep on us.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to matter. And they see some things, they're going to really attack him. You know what I mean? So we'll see. He hasn't really made any great plays for me. Maybe a couple plays, tackles in open field or something that he's made.
No ball hawking. No ball hawking's going on.
And, of course, I'm going to say, man, Dante Pettis, again, with no catches. Dude, like, come on. Like, Brandon Ayuk showed out. Okay? I mean, even Mohamed Sanu, I mean, he got a ball.
He got a ball.
You cannot tell me that this cat can't catch a ball. Why can Dante Pettis? We need to let him go, bro.
I'm about to lose it. I don't know why he is on the team. And then it makes me mad when I see him trot off the field. He trots. There's not a hustle. He's so nonchalant. It's like he's okay with having 0 catches. You're a professional receiver and he has 0 catches. He's a non-contributor. At this point, he's a squatter. And I don't know if Kyle Shanahan is just trying to mess with this guy, just trying to play with his head, which is sick in itself. I don't know what his purpose on the team is. Okay, I know that we talked about depth, but you can get depth anywhere. You don't need to keep this guy. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, man, I don't know either. I will tell you that I'm just not impressed, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's talk about scheme a little bit. I thought Kyle Shanahan did a really good job at calling plays. I don't think he was too conservative with Nick Mullins. I thought he actually played. played it safe on some plays, but I think majority of the time he let Nick Mullins loose. And I appreciate that just so we understand how talented he is. He could have easily ran that ball like, several.
Yeah.
We look good running the ball, but we really look good passing the ball.
And I want to speak to that for a second. It's kind of weird how there was no safety net for Nick Mullins, but it feels like, and it's not just me, other fans echo this. It feels like sometimes we're a little safe with Jimmy, or maybe it's just when he plays, it looks that way. But with Nick Mullins, and I know this is his boy, he looks like Brett Favre out there. He's just slinging the ball. Now, let me not overstep and say talent-wise he's on Brett Favre's level. I'm not saying that, but just his mannerisms, the way that he commands the offense, the huddle, it felt like that. I felt more comfortable. Weird, like you said, the passing game, I loved how we tore them up in the middle. And Kyle Shanahan, now I get on Kyle Shanahan a lot because I don't think he plays situational football. There's a lot of times where you could just play the field goal, and and he calls an unnecessary play. Like you just don't need it. It's too technical for the situation. But when you talk about scheme, man, he schemed the Giants up. Like he schemed them up. He knew where they were weak at, and he exploited it at every turn.
And I agree, man. I thought Kyle Shanahan again. I think he did good, but Robert Saleh did really good too. I think he's not getting the credit because to be honest with you, I mean, Richard Sherman's not out there. He lost several corners. Dante Johnson had to play, and to be honest with you, Dante, but he came in and filled the void that we needed. He was not great, but he was not bad. And I will say he was on the fence. I would give him a C, but it's a hard C. You know what I mean? And I think that he could have a couple of plays. He was bailing out just to bail out, and they caught some balls. But I don't know if that was play call scheme or whatever. But he came in and played for us, man.
Yeah, he did. He made some solid tackles. I thought he had a really good tackle that it was there in the second half. I think it stopped him on third down or whatnot. His problem is technique. He gets beat out of the block, and he has a terrible stance. And when receivers jab him, he goes for it every time. And I think that's because he's not confident in his speed. And so he's another liability. The Niners have serious liabilities in the defensive back position. And like you said, Jimmy Ward is part of that. Jaquiski Tartt, he had a decent game. I'll say that. He had a decent game. But oftentimes he's back there in limbo as well. I'm telling you, the Niners, if Niner fans really are hoping that this team's going to go to the Super Bowl, you're going to have to figure out what's going on in the defensive back end. You're going to have to figure that piece out first, and then everything else is going to trickle down. Because up front, I mean, you're still looking solid without your main core.
Yeah, we're looking real good. I would feel more comfortable if Ronald Blair came back. I don't know when he comes back. I think maybe around week 6, week 7. That'll be nice. But man, that boy Hyder is
Hyder's killing it.
He's killing.
Man, Kinlaw.
Yeah, Kinlaw is a monster. I mean, this is what I'm saying. This is what I was saying, man. I know early on, I'm gonna keep bringing this up. I had to say it, man. SEC football player, played against a lot of great talent. He's bigger than everybody else. He's strong as an ox. Yeah, he was gonna catch on the NFL pretty quick. I mean, I know in practice they probably whooping on him because we got some pretty good interior linemen. It was probably giving him some hell. But overall, man, he's going to be really, really good. What he needs to work on, though, is explosion off the ball. He's really good at snap, but if he can start anticipating the snap and exploding to get a lot more penetration, but man, he is bench pressing offensive lineman. I mean, I posted on Twitter, man. I think he was taking on that double team and tackling guys. I mean, he's going to be a special football player. What are your thoughts?
Man, and the one thing that I love about what I seen week 3, right? What I'm seeing is progress from week 1, week 2 to week 3. We keep talking about this guy, and every single week he's improving. But the one thing that I thought he was going to have trouble with at this level was getting skinny between the hole, right? And it's like when he faces that double team, there was a time where he sheds the block, he gets skinny, cuts through, makes the tackle. I think it was a help tackle with K1 They group tackled, but still he got skinny, shedded the double team, and that's something that we're going to keep seeing. There was another play, outstanding, right? He knew he wasn't going to get to the quarterback.
Mhm.
See, this is football IQ. You know, this goes way beyond the physicality piece.
Yeah.
This is football IQ. He knew he wasn't going to get there. So what do? What do great defensive linemen do? They put their hands up and bat the ball down. I mean, the reports were wrong.
I seen him follow the running back. I seen him follow a running back out of the backfield too. He was pretty quick.
Man,
Pretty quick recognizing that. His play recognition was pretty good as a rookie. I really miss Nick Bosa. I know people don't want to even talk about it, but what Nick Bosa allows us to do, Nick Bosa allows a lot of pressure to happen. He speeds the play up. There was some times that he actually, our D line actually got bullied a little bit, and Jones had some times in the late third quarter, early fourth quarter to throw the ball a lot. We just can't allow that to happen. We have to make sure that our impact is felt on every down. They fear Nick Bosa, and we don't have that fear right now. So we have to find a way to create some pressure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll get better. Let's talk about let's talk about something different. Let's talk about how this O-line is playing, man. This is another week where we got Jeff Wilson Jr., we got McKinnon, we got Haskell. I mean, we had guys just running the rock that at will. Our offensive line and Nick Mullins, I think he got scrubbed maybe once, maybe twice. I don't know, somewhere around there. But let's talk about let's say this offensive line for the last 3 weeks has performed really, really well. What are your thoughts about them boys up front?
Man, I think the only person that's having a real issue is, we talked about it earlier, is Mike. He's the only one having a real issue.
I think he's having that on pass rush.
Yeah, and what is that? And maybe he just hasn't worked on that. But like you said, if your running backs are running all over the place, obviously you're doing something right. And I think the only trouble that this time had that this unit had was the time we played Arizona. I just think that was a real preseason game and we weren't meshed all the way. Jimmy Garoppolo was sacked quite a bit that game, and I know some of those were coverage sacks, but like we were just talking about progress, we've seen nothing but progress. Someone tweeted this out. What we're seeing are the actual preseason games being played out in the regular season. And so, of course, you're going to see teams progress. You're going to see players develop and get better. And that's what this offensive line is continuing to do. But I'm telling you, Glinchey, if he does not figure this out, if he doesn't figure it out, you're going to start seeing people target that side. I mean, wouldn't you, as a defensive guy, wouldn't you target that side, knowing that you have a guy that is a liability over there?
Most definitely, man. And I can see it. I mean, he's not only losing these battles, but he's getting bullied. So he's got to get better. Luckily, he's in the eyes of the quarterback. You know, he's our right tackle, not our left. So he's in the eyes of our quarterback, so they can at least see the pressure if he's over there getting his ass whooped. It'll be pretty good for us to be able to move out of the pocket or something. But Jimmy's under pressure going into this next game. I think when he comes back and he's playing against the Eagles, he got to throw for about 300 yards. He has to. You got to look at what Mullins really did, man. No picks, 250 some yards. You know, come on, Jimmy. You have to come in and you got to throw about 300 yards. And we got to blow these dudes out too. They're not that good. They're gonna fight us. They're gonna fight us, but we need to understand that we're on an elite level. And if we get Debo back, George, can you imagine Debo with Brandon Ayuk together?
I think that they're going to cause havoc for the entire league. But speaking, you kind of spoke on it, so let's get into it a little bit. You said it, Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, I don't care how cool he thinks he is. I seen him on the sideline. He was watching. He knows this offense. He knows the offense looked good, and it didn't like you know who else was watching? And I'm just going to say this right now, and I'm not saying that this person is as good. George Kittle was watching Ross Dwelly and was like, And I know the coaching staff was like, hey, we paid a lot for George Kittle, and I'm saying he's worth it. George Kittle is worth it, but Ross Dwelly just seems to get it. He seems to click in this offense, and he seems to be able to produce. But Jimmy Garoppolo, you said it earlier, if he does not come in and look comfortable like the man, like QB1, the chatter is going to start. It's already started. We're doing it now. The chatter is going to begin.
I mean, I think I love Jimmy. So let me just say that first. Jimmy is our starting quarterback. Jimmy's better than Mullins. I just need a couple. I need a couple things from Jimmy to solidify that so everybody can shut up.
Yeah.
I need Jimmy to put the ball down the field. I felt that our vertical game looked a little better with Mullins. I think he was pushing it downfield instead of the running back 5 yards, 7 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pushing it 7 to 10. Okay, 10 to 15. Oh, okay, we got Derrick McKinnon open down the field. This is what we need. We need some of that down the field, man. So that's what I think he's hesitating, bro. Like Jimmy hesitates.
He does, and I think that's because now it's in his head. He doesn't want to make a mistake. The only problem with Nick Mullins, he's not special. Let's just call it what it is. Jimmy Garoppolo is special, man. Like when I see Jimmy Garoppolo play, he makes special throws. Now, one thing that Nick Mullins cannot do, and it's what it is, there's a quick release that Jimmy Garoppolo has that gets the ball to the receiver, right? I've seen it a few times. There was at least twice. One was to Trent Taylor, and I believe the other one was to Brandon Ayuk. And there's something about the Nick Mullins release. It's not that fast. It's not as quick as it should be, and it's not as strong as it should be. He has a good deep ball, but those tight little pockets that you have to get he doesn't have that. And that's what lets me know he's not as special as Jimmy Garoppolo.
I agree, man. He's not special, but I mean, I like his leadership. It's just some things that I like about him. I don't know. I'm hoping that we can get into a situation where we're all healthy come league play. When we play them Rams, we got a stretch. I told you, we played the Rams, the Patriots. I mean, we played some guys. I just hope we're healthy then. And I think they really kept Jimmy out because of that.
Yeah,
I think they really kept Jimmy because they knew we could beat them. I mean, we pretty much beat the Giants with our JV team. Let's keep it real, man. We really didn't have to try that hard. But a couple guys missing some blocks. I hate to say it, but my boy Juice was missing some key blocks. I know he had some key blocks to spring some touchdowns, but a lot of people didn't notice he was missing some blocks. I seen him missing some blocks. He had a rough game, but I think overall he's gonna be pretty good. And I think that it's a couple guys. If you of course Jimmy Ward, Dante Johnson, Juice, Mike McGlinchey, of course Trash Pettis. He was pretty bad, and even though I think your mic's turning down right now, you gotta play with it a little bit. But
you hear me?
Yeah, you're good right there. Trent Taylor too. Trent Taylor, he was all right. He had one catch early, and then he went to sleep. It's like I'm almost over this Trent Taylor experience, man. You're
not the only one. You're not the only one because I'm not understanding. I'm like, why is it not translating what you're doing in training camp? Like, why is that not translating to the field? We're trying to see all the stuff that people were talking about.
I agree, man. And I also agree with a couple of the analysts was saying about Nick Mullins' poise in the pocket, man. He looked confident. I mean, he wasn't rattled. He just looked confident. He was out there, man. He was just playing. Yeah. And that's what I liked about Nick Mullins, man. Nick Mullins came to play, and he was really trying to show everybody, look, I can play in this league. I'm a starter. Because my 5 keys of victory that I posted on Saturday, one of the things I said, he said he needed the ball. And balling to us is no turnovers and just playing within the system. And I felt like he did that. And I was proud to say that, Nick Mullins, we rallied behind him. We look good, man. He looked real good, man. Our backups are really, really good. But if we get this Debo back, with this George Kittle, this Ross Dwelly. You know what I mean? Because you know, what's out 68. So
Jordan Reed.
Yeah, he's out 68 weeks. So with a sprained knee or something.
Dang.
So it's that turf, man. He came down that turf. Man. And
he was looking so good too.
Mm-hmm. I got Kendrick Bourne down here, man. What's your thoughts on Kendrick Bourne?
Kendrick Bourne, he always has like these quiet games, and I will say this: he keeps doing what he's done since week 1, 2, and now week 3. Down or 2, and I think that's all that Kyle Shanahan is using him for. And that's why it's kind of weird why Trent Taylor is, on the field, because Kendrick Bourne is your slot guy that gets you the first down on third. So it's like, you got to start moving. Let's start shipping guys out, or, move them in different areas, because Kendrick Bourne, he solidifies that slot position for me.
Yeah, I like Kendrick Bourne. I feel like Kendrick Bourne is a perfect third complement receiver. I think he's really good at that position, and I think he's better than Trent Taylor. He's better than Pettis. I mean, he's perfect. Yeah. He's perfect third receiver to come off that bench when we got Debo and Ayuk out there, and he comes out as that third receiver. Start getting a little sketchy when we go to fourth, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, starts to get a little sketchy. But if I had to put anybody in, it'll probably be probably Trent Taylor, man. You know what I mean? Like,
over Sanu.
Only because I don't think Sanu was. Well, yeah, you're right. I think I'll put Sanu.
Man,
out.
He looked when his opportunity
when he caught the ball. When he caught the ball, he was out. He was out of there. He tried to go, and you're right. I think I'll put Muhammad there, and then probably Trent Taylor. That's a good little look. I mean, our offense is going to open up. I heard Mike Shanahan in his interview saying he wished, because we had a lot of long drives, he wished he didn't have to call that many plays. And I think a lot of that has to do with, you're putting a lot of film out there for a lot of people.
Yeah.
If you got a whole lot of plays you calling, that's a whole lot of plays that people are checking out. So, I get it. You didn't want to call that many plays.
Everyone's watching Kyle Shanahan. So, I mean, if you look at the NFL and you look at all the young coaches, the teams are looking like the Niners of 2019. Like, all the coaches are calling the same type of offenses. I mean, I know that the bubble screen has been there for receivers for a long time, but it's looking exactly like how the Niners used Deebo Samuel last season. And I love that the same thing that we did with Deebo, we did the same thing with Brandon Ayuk. And that play keeps scoring. It's this play either to the left or the right, and it's some sort of motion. He comes in, and then boom, it's a sweep or a toss. And every time it just keeps working. Use check comes out, seals the block. Man, it's just Kyle Shanahan's disrespectful. He likes to use the same plays over and over.
We got more running backs not getting touched in the end zone than anybody else in the end zone.
Man, he's so disrespectful.
I mean, guys just running straight down the field, not getting touched, running to the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
We nice, man. We real nice.
What do you think of Hasty?
He showed me a little something, man. I don't know about putting him back on the practice squad. Somebody gonna snatch him.
I would.
He's nice.
He's real nice. He's really, really nice, man. Like, he could catch. He's quick.
Wilson Jr., man, he cold too. Like, we got a little stable of guys. We got a little stable of guys, man. We are right. Running back is not our issue right now. We just got to get our center healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Our wide receivers healthy. Our corners have to be healthy. We got to get Greenlaw back too. I missed his speed out there.
Absolutely.
But I don't know why they talk about my boy Alexander. I see so many people on Twitter, and they just always talk about how Alexander was out of play maybe once, maybe twice. I mean, he's out there every snap, and he's missing a couple little. I mean, come on, man. This dude.
I thought he looked good.
I thought he looked good, man. I didn't see him as being bad. I'm gonna watch the film a little bit more on him, but I didn't see him like that being, in a bad situation. But I tell you what, he's still one of our best run stopping linebackers that we got. And I think between that, him and Greenlaw and Fred Warner, I think Fred Warner's the best Mike linebacker in NFL, by the way.
Man, he's playing like it.
He is. He's playing like a defensive player of the year. I mean, he's really good.
Yeah.
But Aaron Donald's still special.
Oh my goodness.
Man, it's grown man. But yeah, I think Fred Warner mixed with Quan. I mean, that's a good little formula of success, man. We all right, man. We just got to generate a little bit more pass rush. To me, I felt like last year we was just teeing off on cats.
Yeah, and I don't expect to see it.
We're working for it a little bit more.
I don't expect to see the D line have that same amount of pressure. I think we are going to regress up front. It's just, I mean, you're missing starters, right? And Buckner is no longer there. Kinlaw is growing into his own professional, but it's just not there yet. And so in my heart, and this is just what it is, I think you're going to have your linebackers. They're going to be what they are. You're going to have your defensive backs. They are going to have to step it up and remain healthy. But this team is going to come down to offense. I mean, if the offense can put up 30 points, you're going to put a lot of pressure on the opposing team. Like, they're going to have to score, and field goals aren't going to cut it. And so I think defense was our thing 2019. This season, you're going to have to start throwing some home runs there.
Let's talk about, because you made a great point, man. So let's talk about, his name is Dustin Perry.
Yeah.
He is the strength development coach for the past 3 years, and we are injured all the time. I don't know why. And see, this is, he may be cool with a lot of people, but when you're continuously getting injured, yes, it's a fluke. It can happen. But some of that is on strength development. Like, if we don't have the guys to their peak max strength ability, they're going to get hurt. I mean, what are your thoughts, man?
He has to go. He just has to go.
Yeah, let's go.
Like, the thing, okay, so he's been with this team in this role, in this position. It says he's only been doing it. He's been the head of strength and conditioning. This is his first year as head, but he's been part of the staff for over 4 years, right? I think they fired the previous guy so this guy can take over. And we're still having the same issues. I watch football all the time. I watch all the teams. I watch Thursday nights, Monday nights, all the nights. Okay, all the nights they can give me, I watch them. We're the only team that's injured like this. We're the only team that continues to be injured like this. We had 15 players on the injured reserve last season, and where's the list this season? I mean,
I'm gonna go through it. Tavon Austin, knee. Ronald Blair, torn ACL from 2019. Nick Bosa, torn ACL. Tevin Coleman, knee sprain. D Ford, back. Jimmy Garoppolo, ankle. Dre Greenlaw, thigh contusion. Tim Harris, calf. Jalen Howard, torn ACL. Richie James, hamstring. DJ Jones, ankle. George Kittle, MCL sprain. Mostert, MCL sprain. Winston Richburg, torn patellar, 2019. This happened last year. Debo Samuel, Jones fracture. Richard Sherman, calf strain. Julian Taylor, torn ACL. Solomon Thomas, torn ACL. Chris Thompson, they don't even know why he hurt. Jason Verrett, Jason Verrett was hurt last year. Jason Verrett was hamstring last week. He just played, but you got to remember, whatchamacallit just went out too.
McKinnon,
Jordan Reed. McKinnon had a rib injury, but he'll be back. Jordan Reed out. I mean, that is ridiculous.
And it's the same. And these are more players. We got even more players on IR this season. I mean, I just don't think other teams are experiencing that. I don't see it. I don't see any other teams going through this. And now I'm starting to question, do we know that there's some pre-existing injuries, but we're willing to take the gamble because it just is something that continues to happen like year after year. And I don't know what you can change. Are people not? I don't know. It comes down to strength, like hamstring stuff, knee, that's strength. And I know you have your freak accidents, but my pops, he was talking about this. He says, I've been watching football since the 80s. Players weren't getting hurt like this. And I know people are going to say, you know, the speed, the technicality, the physicality. You
The
can
turf,
give me
the
you can
turf.
give
You know,
me
they played on grass, but it was different. You know, people
Hmm.
don't want to say it, but grass fields kept you healthy. And I know it's not good.
Man,
It's not a good look for TV, but grass fields kept you healthy, man. If you look at back
a
in the
good
day,
point.
everybody played on grass, and it had some give to it. But it didn't look good on television, so that's why they went to the other way and got turf, and turf is tearing knees out.
Wow. You made a really good point right there. And that's a
Yeah.
rabbit hole we don't even have to go down because now you're talking capitalism. But man, that's crazy.
Hey man, hey, I really appreciate doing this with you, man. Again, hey
Yes.
man, hey, this is our thing. And man, I
Yes, sir.
enjoy it every week, man. We got another show Wednesday. Wayne will be on Wednesday. Okay.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna talk about next week. We're gonna talk about these
Okay.
Eagles. We're gonna talk about these Niners and Eagles, how well we match up. What can we do? You got anything else to say to the people before we go?
Man, go red gold. And Jimmy G, if you're watching, no pressure. Your QB1. Just go out and ball, man. Just go out and have a good game.
Hey man, I thought I thought Jimmy G right before he went out with his high ankle sprain played really well.
Yep.
And I hope that momentum is gonna come in on this game. I hope the game plan is ready for Jimmy. I hope Debo gets involved a lot. I hope Ayuk's involved, and I hope George Kittle's involved. We really need to get our chemistry back because we're gonna need it when we play NFC West. I'm so happy the Cardinals lost. I was happy the Rams lost.
Yes.
So now we're tied for second. I don't care about the Cardinals. We're tied for second. So I'm happy about that. And man, we're gonna be out of here, man.
Okay.
Go
Wednesday
Niners.
it is.
Hey,
Go Niners. Go red gold.
Go red gold, baby.